So I was at Goodwill and I spotted this Radio Shack Easy Home Video Editor. Here's the box for it. It was sitting on the bottom shelf. Nobody was paying it attention. I felt bad for it. They had it marked at $6.25, and then they said, okay, $3.99. And then I thought, you know what, I got to take this to my shop and at least look at it, because this thing's never been used. And if it has, you know, there's no evidence of that at all. But of course the wires and the power supply were missing, but I looked on here and it was a 12 volt DC, so that's easy enough. And these are just RCA wires. The only specialty cable that this takes is right here. There's a connection that's supposed to go to a certain kind of plug for a certain kind of VCR. I guess some VCRs had like a control port on them, and that's what this would plug into. Of course, I don't have, you know, that VCR, but you can still use it manually. And what they did is they put a IR sensor, which is right here, and it works by facing it into the VCR that is the controller. And as you press, you know, pause and stop and go, that sends out the remote control commands. And that's how they would do it. Pretty primitive. You know, you had to have this lined up perfectly with the VCR so that the IR window would work if you didn't have that special cable. Anyway, I felt bad for this, and it came with a book, and it looked like it had never been used. And I knew that I had some old video equipment of my own, and I thought, hey, why not try to hook it up and see what I can do with it? So that's what this video is about. So it has the instructions and a reference manual. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to take the time to learn how to use it. It's not just a simple, you know, one text page. It's a whole book of stuff you have to know. And my main purpose is just to hook it up and see what was available when this was made. This was made the 8th month of 1993. And there's the original catalog number for Radio Shack, 15/1963. Look at there. Select highlights for dubbing at the touch of a button. Works with virtually all camcorders and VCRs. And again, that's because of that IR window they built in here. What you got to do is go in here and program this like you would a universal remote control, is how it works. This thing also operates on battery power, I think 4 AA's, if you wanted to go portable. You know, even though there's 50 million wires hanging on this thing, they consider that going portable, I guess. We'll be using a 12 volt DC adapter for this. Okay, so the way this is hooked up is inside this camcorder, it's sending the signal from the output into the Radio Shack video editor, okay? And then it comes back out of the video editor and it goes into this VCR, and that'll be the recorder. So this is the player and that's the recorder. And then the whole thing goes to the screen out of this VCR. And you know, here's the connection for the camera for the video in. It's got one of these big honkers, if you remember those, coming out of the back of that. But it also keeps the battery going. Anyway, I can't believe I used to use equipment like this and make it work and actually make money with it. I did editing for wedding videos for a while, and I made my share of money doing it. Anyway, there's some old video editing equipment, and it will definitely be the last time I turn it on. Alright, I've been messing around with this analog video stuff, and I've lost interest really quick. Now I remember what a pain in the butt it really was. Once you go to digital, you're never going to go back, especially if you get out your old analog stuff again. This is the best picture I can get on this thing. Not much to look at. And it's because of the age of this equipment, and you know, it has an old tape and various reasons. But I thought it'd be fun to hook up this old equipment one more time before I donate it or something like that. And you know, it is what it is. So you can see the thumbs down, hopefully. Look at that. And if I hit this button here, it should be a thumbs up. Let's see if you can see both. So if I hit a thumbs up, there's a thumbs down. There's a thumb up. I seen it real quick. There's an on. Let me stop this tape for a minute. So I'm playing it through here. It goes through here, and then it lands up in that VCR, and then everything goes to the television. That's how I have it rigged up. So here's a bunch of settings. I don't know what they mean, and I don't think I'm going to get into the book to find out. I just thought it'd be fun to hook this up one more time and see if it works. And yes, it does work, but as far as trying to use it and make something with it, nah. Alright, I want to open this up and see what's in it. This is the book for it. Here's a diagram of how you would hook up this editor. There's a dotted line here for the optional remote control wire. Otherwise, you can just use the infrared. Okay, so I'm going to tear this apart and we're going to see how it works. Something interesting to note about this just handles the video processing. This does not handle the audio. That would be done separately through a separate mixer board. Let me show you my mixer board that you could use. This one. So in addition to all the wires just for the video, you're going to have to handle audio separately, and that would be done through a mixer board. So back in the 90s, to get a rig working, you really needed to be a little bit of a hookup expert as far as components too, because unless you bought something off the shelf that was completely ready to go, it was up to you to put the components together to make it work. Let me finish getting these screws out of here. They're fighting me. This is Revision B, thumbs up editor, made in the USA. Wow. I was checking out this bottom cover, and look, you can see the milling marks on the die that was used to make this cover. All their tooling marks. Look at that. Interesting. Aha. The hidden screws. Are all these buttons going to pop out at me when I open this? Probably. Let's get a look at the front so we can put them back in case it does. We'll know the position. Can it come out? No. Jeez. Okay, well, it's not going to fall out. I'm not used to that. Most electronics today, one screw and the rest are all snaps. So they used to believe in putting screws. Of course, this was made in USA, so you're probably going to see better workmanship than you normally would. Everything now is sent to China, I'm pretty sure about it. All right. You kidding me? It's just gently. There's one more. Jeez. Killing me here. I'm thinking that when I pull this board up, all these buttons are going to go everywhere. So I'm going to do it very carefully. See if I can get that screw out of there. Here we go. Yep, the buttons are still attached. Look at that. Let's go in for a closer look. Not bad. This is just one piece of that rubberized stuff. Looks like it's spot welded down here. Let's see if I can get it up. They have these little prongs that stick inside the circuit board. There we go. So it's all done on one membrane. Pretty nice looking, actually. I don't have to worry about the keys popping out. And then they had these little stubby things going through the board. So you can see the power LED here. These chips are custom. It says VideoNix 92. It says right on it, thumbs up, version 7. And this one also is marked with thumbs up. So these were custom chips that were made just for this board. You can see all the through-hole components. Everything on this is through-hole. Little oscillator crystal there. There's a little controller here. Maybe a timer. Not much to it, but good build construction for its time. You could easily hack these buttons to do whatever you wanted. It's easy to follow the traces. So that's it for the Radio Shack Easy Home Video Editor from 1993. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to give this to Steve, my boy, and let him hack it. You know, these buttons remind me of an up and down, you know, like YouTube video. Thumbs up, by the way. Maybe he can incorporate this in his video editing rig using a Arduino and simulate key presses to control his digital video editing with Sony Vegas. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us one of these, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.